Are we recording?
Yeah,
Hey, we're back.
we're so back.
Yeah.
Here we are.
Mm. What's
How's it
up,
going?
Tasha? It's all right.
How's New York?
It's fine. How's LA?
It's okay.
Are you
A
ready to come
little,
back?
yeah, I'll be
I
back
miss you a
soon.
lot. I mean, I guess this is nicer for the listeners than for us, but I just like prefer doing it in person. Yeah.
Same, I know. But we'll
Yeah.
figure out a way to incorporate video, maybe.
Yeah, true. I mean,
I've got a
can't be that
Steam.
hard, yeah. Oh, do you? What is it?
Well, just getting like a setup like maybe at our office
Oh, true.
that we
Yeah,
can
I would
use
be
from
down
time
to
to
do that,
time.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I'll figure it
Mm.
out.
Yeah. I just
Mm,
got finished telling you that I killed Lenny because the postpartum psychosis
hmm
had gotten too severe. So
He
now
had to
I'm like
go.
free and flexible. Yeah. No, some
Um,
guy on Twitter was like, "You this is just projection because you want to kill your own drug-addled brat." And I was like, "Dude, like I have to have like a
the
couple
hell?
more. I have to have a couple more before I line them up and kill them. Like go big or go home." Killing only one is
Exactly.
like whack. Anyone can do that. Anyway. Mm.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about Lindsay
Clancy,
Clancy
yeah. Yeah, and there have
today.
been like a couple of copycats since. I don't know if they're actually copycats.
Since?
Well, there was that one woman, I forgot where, but she killed her mother and her two small children over a dispute with her husband because he was watching porn.
Mm,
And I think there may have
okay.
been. Oh, and then there was the other woman who zapped her 3 month old with a hair dryer.
Oh, I saw that's
Porn.
horrible,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
I know. Well, I just sent you those stats that I chat GPT'd because
Oh yeah.
I was like, it seems like women are really killing their kids.
Yeah, I mean, I
But
think
it turns out men and women basically kind of kill their kids at the same rate, which is still surprising considering like how much more often men kill in general.
yeah, that is shocking. Yeah, you're right. And like I was just surprised because I assumed that men killed their kids at a much higher rate
They
than women.
usually kill them old when they're older.
Yes, yeah, I guess men kill their adult children like 70% of the time
Yeah. Adult offspring,
versus yeah,
newborns, especially within the first 24 hours, are overwhelmingly killed by mothers,
that makes sense.
especially in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
And then infants under one, mothers and fathers roughly equal.
Uh-huh.
And then once they're older than one, fathers kind of predominate.
Right. Well, that makes sense.
But
Yeah.
but then with specifically children under five, US data found about 30% killed by mothers and 31 by fathers,
Okay.
and then mostly killed by non-parents.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think like obviously the reason that this story has struck such a chord is because it like people are like, oh, you're judging women more harshly than men. And it's like, well, you should in this case, because like men are naturally like
Murderous.
warlike and disagreeable, but like a woman's like core attribute is that she should be like loving and nurturing in the ideal, obviously, and like of course, like it's much more, not much more, but it is like slightly more horrific when a mother kills her children versus a father, right? Because like you have to think
Mm.
like, well, you carried it, you delivered it, and then you raised it. And that's a lot of like effort
What a
and
waste.
energy.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not even making a moral claim. It's like a technical claim.
Yeah,
It's like,
like
it's
you
like the
what about the time sunk fallacy? I thought
exact. It's
I
like
thought
being
we
a
were all
slave
doing that.
owner. There's this myth that like slave owners like to kill their slaves, but actually they didn't because they were an investment and they cost money. So they wanted to keep them
Exactly.
alive as long as possible.
Um, yeah, with Clancy, what's more shocking even than the horrible crime is like the true crime wine mom collective
Yeah.
response,
Yep.
which is very blackpilling.
Yeah. Say more.
That, well, just that so many women feel comfortable voicing. I guess women
Mm.
love to be compassionate or whatever, but
Yeah, yeah.
just the discourse around like postpartum and the
I
system
don't,
failing
yeah.
and all of that.
Yeah, I don't understand.
A
Well,
lot
I
of it just
understand.
telling on themselves.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I thought what like Monica and Veronica and Kate were saying that it's like a martyr complex was very insightful and illuminating. Like it's not so much that they relate to her because they suffered the similar symptoms to a lesser degree and can sort of put themselves in her shoes and also want to telegraph that they're empaths. It's more that they are also elevating themselves as morally superior because they're
They
saying
want
like
a pat on the
not
back for
everyone, yeah, for not
not
killing
killing their
the,
kids.
not everyone can be as strong as me. Yeah, that's certainly part of it, I think, but I just like fail to see what postpartum depression has to do with any of this.
Well, in her case, they're calling it psychosis.
Yeah,
So she's admits she killed her kids,
yeah,
but her defense is claiming that she shouldn't be criminally responsible due
yeah,
to having postpartum psychosis,
yes.
which is more rare, I guess, than just regular postpartum.
Yeah. And I guess it's also rare because it not often, but sometimes happens in women with no like prior history of mental illness.
Hmm.
I don't know. It seems like people are like really mixing apples and oranges, you know? Because
Hmm.
this has nothing to do with like postpartum depression, and I would even dispute it has anything to do with postpartum psychosis, especially if you're of the persuasion that this was planned and premeditated, which I am. And she was like an obstetrics and delivery nurse, right?
Yeah.
So she was a relatively smart, savvy woman. Certainly knew how
And
to
I
slit her wrists correctly
no, she didn't.
as a
Oh, you
trained
mean
medical professional, but should she knew.
she fumbled it.
Yeah,
And I read that, yeah, like her Google search history in the days leading up, she was like Googling like how to slit your throat,
yeah,
which again, maybe a nurse should know. And
yeah,
seems a
and
little, gives it a little bit of a premeditated feeling too.
yeah, and like of course it like goes both ways, and like the prosecution will argue that this is evidence of the fact that it was planned and premeditated, and the defense will argue that she was clearly desperately trying to seek help. Uh, the whole line about her seeking help and being denied it, I don't find very convincing because it,
Well,
it
yeah,
seemed like she had a lot of help and had relatively decent circumstances compared to a lot of moms,
yeah.
right?
And she
Like,
was supposedly heavily medicated, but apparently wasn't even really taking the meds.
yeah,
She had brain fog
yeah,
and claims she heard a voice that said, "This is your last chance, kill the children so you can kill yourself."
hmm,
And on TikTok, women are saying that the voice was her husband's.
who was he was sending messages from her computer.
Yeah, that he's a covert narcissist and he actually killed the kids.
And was wearing different shoes to run his errand.
Yeah,
I'm like,
dark.
yeah, yeah. I'm like zooming in, being like, no, those are the same shoes. One image is just more blurry than the other. The same fucking gray sneakers.
We can do some forensics around here
Hmm.
too.
Well, I don't know. It's like my feeling about it also is like, if there was ever a case where boiling it down to like a stark moral binary is the move, this one would be it. Because like, if you start to plumb the depths of the nuance, right?
Yeah.
What it says about like female psychology is very dark and damning.
It
And
really
so,
seems like with Yeah.
Yeah. And it seems like, I mean, you sent me that like Liz Boynig article in the Atlantic about how her insanity defense may fall apart. Um, it's really like the actual fate of Lindsay Clancy is not particularly interesting because
Well, she'll
as
either, if she's found guilty, she'll go to jail for life.
yeah,
And if she's found not guilty, she'll be institutionalized
for life, yeah.
CBD. But unclear if that will be for life either. They could
I
just
mean,
discharge her
I
once her
like
brain fog clears up.
yeah. I mean, it's not like she's gonna, reoffend.
She, I mean, why did this guy have so many kids with this woman?
I know. Well,
I think he should go to
those
jail. I think he should
Catholics
go to jail too.
for aiding and abetting, for
Just,
being an accessory.
yeah, yeah, just not keeping an eye on the situation good enough.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, I guess today her mom and sister
I know,
testified
I saw
because the
that.
trial's
Yeah.
ongoing,
Yeah. And they seem like
and
such
they're
normies, which is also disturbing. Like no
that's who
one
you gotta
saw
watch
it
out
coming.
for.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Um, but yeah, like the actual case itself is like not super interesting and is pretty open and closed. It's just like shocking to me how many people are like empathizing with Lindsay Clancy. And
Because yeah, she's wheelchair bound and she's like sobbing and stuff.
yeah, but it is like nobody seems to want to like, I guess, put themselves in the shoes of these children who were like, at least two of them were like old enough to vaguely understand what was going on. And I guess she called them downstairs one by one, but like the other two had to effectively witness the first one being strangled, and then the last remaining one had to witness the second one. That's like insane and harrowing.
They were 8 months, 3 years, and five.
And 5 years old, yeah. And like, if
Um,
you've ever been around children, which like you have, like you understand like what children are. They're like completely like innocent and dependent. And they have like full trust in their guardians. It's like so heartbreaking to think of
yeah,
that
it's
like trust
awful.
being betrayed by their own mother.
Well, who is that woman who drowned her kids in the bathtub a few
Andrea
years ago?
Yates,
And she
Andrea,
was found not guilty.
second time around because there was a mistrial. Yeah, I just looked into this.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
and she's like in a asylum or something.
She's like spending the rest of her life in like the loony bin. Yeah. I mean,
Hmm.
Liz Brannick does point out that like there's this misconception that being found not guilty by reason of insanity means that you might walk free or that you spend less time in custody, but that's not true. And on average, they actually spend more time.
Interesting.
Hmm. But that's like
Um,
all of these cases, and they're pretty rare.
well, even yeah, and that was a informative article
Yeah.
because it broke down kind of like what being legal, how legally insane differs from being clinically insane.
Yes.
And she talks about how in the Victorian era, criminal liability by reason of insanity relied on something called the Minotton Rule, who was a
Hmm.
Scottish artisan, Daniel Minotton, whose paranoid delusions about a grand conspiracy moved him to shoot and kill a senior British civil servant in 1843.
Hmm.
And so then that designated that defendants are legally insane if they don't understand the nature of their criminal acts or that their actions were wrong.
Right. So I guess we're talking about in this case, the defense will say that in that moment when she was strangling her kids, she didn't understand that what she was doing was wrong
Yeah.
because she was so dissociated,
Uh-huh.
right? Because like now she
But
obviously does.
didn't she ask for an attorney like not long after? Because she was conscious when she jumped out of the
Yeah,
window.
yeah, yeah.
What's going on in Massachusetts? What's going on
I
with these
don't
women?
know. Well, it's like it's also very symbolic that this abortion law just passed in the state where this woman murdered her three children in cold blood. They're really anti-natalist over there,
Yeah.
huh?
Yeah. Are women okay?
In Massachusetts, I don't know.
So yeah, the governor Mara Healey, she enacted a law that basically permits abortion up until birth.
Yes. That's also interesting because well, New Jersey, Vermont, what's the other one? Colorado. Like a handful of states already have um, these type of laws in place that don't specify like a gestational age limit for abortion. Like you can hypothetically do this in New Jersey or Colorado or Vermont too.
Until
I
birth.
Yeah, and everybody is
That
pointing
seems
out.
extreme.
Well, yeah, and everyone's pointing out that it's obviously going to be used for very fringe and extreme cases for the most part. Like when the life of the mother is under threat or the child is found to have like a severe genetic abnormality. The big case that they were talking about was a child who suffered a stroke in utero. So they couldn't have known in
Mhm.
advance because, like, typically with most congenital defects, they'll do testing like early in
Right.
the
You find that out,
prenatal
yeah.
process. So that gives you a window to get the abortion, like in like a reasonable
In
time frame, or yeah,
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 a slightly
yeah.
more humane, yeah.
But I don't know. I'm like not convinced that what was the I like put it through Chat GPT and it said that so the main thing is that the law doesn't require a particular diagnosis, such as a fatal fetal anomaly, as a prerequisite,
Hmm.
and it throws the ultimate decision making to the individual physician versus to like a checklist of statutes.
Okay.
Um, Okay, so it's a significant expansion of the existing policy. Previously, Massachusetts law allowed abortion through 24 weeks. After 24 weeks, an abortion could be performed only if it met specific statutory exceptions. For example, um, the preservation of the woman's life or her physical or mental health, lethal,
Mental health?
fatal diagnosis, the unlikelihood that the fetus could survive outside of the womb. So we're talking about like serious life-threatening issues that may present with either the mom or the child. And
Hmm.
then the
I
new
mean,
law called,
an abortion's pretty life-threatening.
yeah, it is, it sure is. And like, yeah, I saw retards being like, well, if the baby's dead in the womb, and it's like, well, then it's not an abortion, dipshit.
That's yeah, that's
um, the new law called the Prioritizing Patient Access to Care Act removes that specific four-part statutory test. Instead, a licensed physician can determine using their professional medical judgment whether an abortion after 24 weeks can be or should be performed. Um, blah blah. There were 99 abortions at 24 weeks or later in Massachusetts in 2024 compared with 84 in 2023. Um, According to ChatGPT, it removes a restriction. It does not create an entitlement. The key legal change is that the physician's professional judgment replaces the previous statutory criteria. So I guess the idea is that like most responsible trained doctors are not going to be like handing out late-term abortions on demand. But you can see
we'll
how, yeah, you
see.
can see how
Yeah.
this law will be used and abused by like spiteful feminists to
Well,
like flip the
yeah,
bird to like Trump and men. I don't know.
the um Bishop Robert Barron
Uh-huh.
from of the Catholic Church, he had a good
Yeah.
post about it where
What
he
did he
said, "What I
say?
found particularly gross was the reaction of the entirely female crowd around the female governor of Massachusetts as she signed this barbaric provision into law. They were clapping and cackling with delight because what can only be called infanticide can now be practiced with impunity in their state. I'm old enough to remember when Mario Cuomo, the devoutly Catholic governor of New York, admitted that, though he found abortion personally repugnant, he was, after tortured wrestling with his conscience, willing to give it limited protection of law. How far we have fallen from agonized and conflicted Cuomo to the present governor of Massachusetts and her entourage gleefully applauding the murder of children.
I
And I think
mean,
I saw you say something similar where it's like,
I did, yeah.
why are they so happy?
Yeah, this should at minimum be like a somber occasion where you should try to resist your desire, your like urge to smile and clap like a circus seal. Like, why are you smiling? Like we're at like
Literally, why?
at minimum we're talking about ending the lives of severely ill infants who cannot survive outside the womb, which is either way a great
Best
tragedy.
case scenario,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. By like injecting like shooting poison into their hearts and making them stop. Like, come on. It's so crazy.
It's
I wonder,
awful.
well, I have a question. I don't know if anyone's gotten an abortion recently, but last time I checked, they make you listen to the heartbeat
I
if
don't know
it's
if they
there.
do that
I wonder
anymore.
if they still do that or if we've become so
I feel like the pro-choice,
prog that, yeah,
pro-abortion
yeah,
lobby kind of put the kibosh on that because that was like discouraging women potentially from
yeah, yeah.
having rad abortions and stuff.
Hmm. Yeah,
But
true.
I'm really not sure.
Yeah, I'm curious.
It's just
So, ladies, if anyone,
chime in.
yeah,
I mean, I know like
hit me in the
obviously
DMs.
I know why it's such a like politicized issue. It's obvious,
Hmm.
but it just seems like there's such contempt for the pro-life position
Yeah.
that seems so unfair.
I mean, Paglia, excuse me, made the
Mm.
best point about this, which is like, no offense, but the pro-life position has the moral high ground. It just does.
Yeah,
Like
clearly.
whether it
I'm
has
biased, but
yeah, whether it has a legal high ground is something that we can debate and quibble over. But her point historically, which is like something I agree with, is like the left weakens its case and does itself a disservice by pretending that abortion is not, a grave sin and a great stain on your conscience. That it like very obviously is. And I
that in
understand like
fact
when
it's like
you're
rad. Yeah.
yeah, and when you're young and stupid and selfish, like it's very easy to overlook that and like do as you please. But as Evan Barker pointed out, obviously like having a kid, like motherhood meaningfully changes your opinion. A lot of women never get over that line because
Yeah.
less and less of them are like having kids. So they like don't develop the receptors. I can sympathize with like young girls who get abortions because they're like stupid and lazy but like let's face it, like most women do it for lifestyle reasons. And so it's like very morally distasteful when people throw around these like rare fringe cases of like severe late term congenital abnormalities or like 10-year-old
Or like
girls getting
rape and
raped by migrants.
incest.
Yeah.
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 And being like forced to carry a baby to term. And I'm obviously pro-life, but I'm like, I'm a Cuomo-esque moderate where I can
Yeah.
like understand how there should be like limited protections for it and it's
Hmm.
complicated.
Yeah.
Um, but the alternative really does just seem like barbaric.
Yeah. And I don't see how this doesn't lead to like that. I mean, I'm being dramatic, but like legalized euthanasia for children. You're like, I'm getting an abortion at 10 or 11 months.
At 10 years old.
Yeah.
I mean, it does, yeah, not to sound alarmist, but it does feel like it just like it's an infanticidal culture at that
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
And that is just a slippery slope. And no one seems to really care about children.
No, and the other thing is like I think abortion activists, like I mean pro-choice people, not pro-life people, really think that
Yeah.
they're like being radical are renegade. They're rebels because they're defending like women's reproductive freedoms or whatever against like red state conservatards and
Like
evangelicals.
backwards chuds who hate women.
Yeah, and they're defending women's freedom to and right to no longer have to like cross state lines to procure an abortion. But it's like we already live in like a society that's like very hostile to children, does not see them as victims, does not think they have any rights except to trans themselves outside of parental controls. And like abortion, like any like progressive battle, is just doubling down on an existing reality.
I mean, what do you make of like the Clancy defenders who talk about how like mothers are uniquely devalued and that their mental health is of no consequence and that's the system failed her? I'm seeing that a lot. I'm seeing that being thrown around a lot.
I hate
Just
that
like with Jason
construction.
Arday.
Yeah, R.I.P. by the way. And R.I.P.
R.I.P.
Hayden Panettiere. Yeah, it's well, the crazy thing with Jason Arday too is that like I said this on the last one, that like liberals who are like so eager, so keen to see the world as being organized according to like systemic oppression and discrimination and equality, were really happy to view this particular case as like a one-off by like a harmless fringe eccentric. Because again, it was too funny and fun to ignore. It was all fun and games, but they didn't really want to like interrogate the systemic nature of it. Uh, and but now that he's dead, that he like went through with it, to everyone's surprise, they flipped around and they're like, well, actually, he's a victim of the system. But the system in this case is like the right wingers, particularly Nathan Kaufness and everything. They drove him to suicide, that sort of thing.
Well, on the left, yeah, on the left, they're saying that because he was the subject of ridicule
Yeah,
due to his own like de deceitful actions,
yeah.
that the right like drove him to it. And then on the right, they're saying, actually, no, it's like the system
Hmm.
that propped him up on this pedestal that he like shouldn't have been on that let him down.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Um,
I don't think either one is exactly right. I think it's just kind of
yeah, no one can drive you to
a
suicide
tragic
because
unfolding of.
then it's no longer, it's definitionally not suicide. Yeah, it is. It's very like sad and tragic, but like he did this to himself and like um I was talking to Patrick Sandberg about it. We've been talking a
Uh-huh.
lot about Jason Arday and Lindsay Clancy, and he's like deep in the court TV paint, but he was like, all suicide is tragic, but especially when it's not a no way out type situation. And this
Yeah,
was, and this was,
he's bounced back from
yeah,
worse.
yeah, yeah, of course, yeah. That's what's so retarded and such a missed opportunity. But yeah,
I'm
you were
holding out
asking.
hope that he's gonna turn this one around
He
too.
faked his own death, yeah.
He's
Like
when
Penny
that
Powers.
memoir drops, he's gonna like
Yeah, yeah,
pop out of a birthday cake.
yeah. I mean, the one thing about him, uh, is that he was in some ways like a random fringe eccentric because he didn't seem, of all race grifters, particularly wedded to racial grievance. I think he was just going along with it because it was trendy and fashionable. But he didn't seem particularly like hateful of white people. He didn't give a fuck.
No,
He seemed
he
like
could have
a,
come on Red Scare
yeah, I
podcast.
know, and then walked Elena
He
Velez.
had an open invite.
But you were saying, like, do you think like our society is uniquely hostile to
Hmm.
and hateful of mothers? I mean, I don't know. I think maybe, yeah, partly like it's I don't know if it's like our society, just like the two income trap and the decline of the nuclear family just makes it
Uh-huh.
automatically harder to be a mother, right? And
In some ways, though, like Kate was saying, it's for like a middle class, upper middle class person, it's kind of the easiest time to be a mother.
yeah, and there's also, I just think like part of the like contract that you enter into as an adult is that you take on additional, you agree to take on responsibility, and that makes you invisible because you don't get fawned over or coddled, right? Like you have to pay your taxes, you have to like pay your bills, you have to go grocery shopping, you have to do your laundry, do a bunch of like boring, unsexy, unfun things as an adult.
Yeah.
Having kids is that, like, basically you when you have kids, you sign up for the fact that people are just going to be that much more indifferent to you. You know what I'm saying? It's just like a
Yeah.
rite of passage into adulthood, and that's like okay and normal. And
I
like,
mean,
yeah,
as a childless person, I don't want to opine too much because haven't had that experience.
yeah,
I mean, postpartum does seem plausible and real,
hmm,
just like hormonally, obviously,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah,
But most people don't kill their kids.
yeah. I mean, I just
Hayden
sorry, go ahead.
Hayden Panettiere had postpartum too. She wrote about it in her memoir I just read.
I mean, like everybody has postpartum. I just saw a lady who was lashing out at Matt Walsh talking about how she had like extreme postpartum anxiety, which is the first time I'm hearing anyone talk about. I had that like as a person. It was she called it weird and wacky and like out of body, which it was. Apparently it's relatively common. It made me feel like an out of control loser because I'm a person who's like on the whole pretty relaxed and not prone to anxiety. So it was
Yeah.
like uncharacteristic, but like and yeah, it's like you're like plagued with like physiological like swings and intrusive thoughts and that sort of thing. And you know, eventually over time it dissipates. But like what does that have to do with like anything Matt Walsh said about postpartum depression, and what does it have to do with a
What
woman
did
who
he say
killed her
about
kids?
postpartum depression?
And well,
I'm
I'll pull it up because
looking.
it's like one of his most reasonable posts actually. Um, and he's like
Nancy
hedging.
Mace got a bunch of tattoos.
Is that real?
Yes.
No, no, I thought it was
I just
fake.
saw it.
Wait, no,
No,
that's
she said
fake.
thoughts and prayers. No, that's real.
Jesus Christ.
Thoughts and prayers to all affected by my sleeves. Made the mistake of opening my social media this afternoon. Some of y'all are out of control. My biceps should not be a news story. We have more important things to worry about. And then there's like a
Please don't
slutty
over
selfie.
sexualize my
Like new
tight,
cool
wet
tattoos.
biceps. Um,
Oh no, why is everyone talking about my biceps as I
the most
showcase
molested
my
woman in
sleeve
government.
tattoos?
Um, oh fuck, I forgot what I was saying. Something about, oh yeah. Yeah, I mean,
Matt
sure, like
Walsh.
yeah, like after you do or you are just like subjected to like insane emotional and psychological and physical highs and lows after you give birth. No shit. But like once what is it? I'm like not convinced that being sad or depressed or anxious or whatever makes women kill their kids. I think women kill their kids, like I said, because they feel sexually slighted and they're punishing the
Well,
man. It's like Medea. This is
it
like a
is.
tale as old as time.
It's
Yeah,
an
yeah,
ancient tale,
yeah. It's a
yeah.
mythic tale.
And well, in Clancy's case, it's not just your standard fare. The
Yeah,
defense is claiming that it wasn't like standard fare anxiety depression, that it was a
yeah.
very unique case of like psychosis.
Hmm.
But I agree with you that it also just doesn't like if she was psychotic, she wouldn't have had the forethought to send her husband on that errand or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. Like she knew that he
And
would be out of the house, so that then she would have like a window in which to
that's rational, yeah.
systematically kill her kids. Yeah. Um, okay. Matt Walsh said, a lot of people aren't going to want to hear this, but much of the depression that parents and not just moms suffer after childbirth is due not so much to hormones, but to the fact that children, especially babies, are demanding and difficult and require us to subordinate our own needs and desires for their sake. The more selfish you are, the more of an adjustment it's going to be. Um, I mean, setting aside the issue that, again, this has nothing to do with postpartum depression or postpartum anxiety, like, this is a pretty sane and sensible post.
Yeah.
It's just facts.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Like, I think depression in general is like misalignment between what you think you're entitled to and what your reality is.
Yeah. I mean, there's chemical components, I guess.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
well, I remember when Bardot died and I
Uh-huh.
read her like animal rights memoir,
Hmm.
and she talked briefly in that about how she really hated being pregnant, hated having a
Yeah.
son, didn't want a kid, like would,
Hmm.
and even she didn't kill that, kill
Yeah.
that kid.
She merely abandoned him.
She did, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is an option, folks.
Yeah, you can just Lindsay Clancy, why didn't she just abandon her family?
She could have pulled
Because
a Wanda.
I guess she would have felt, yeah,
Barbara Loden's Wanda. She could have just taken
what's
off.
that?
It's that
Oh, that
movie.
movie with the
That
blonde act. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. She just abandons her kids and like wanders around.
yeah. Which is like actually the base thing to do, but of course, like any like malignant narc, Clancy, much like just Jason Arday, was obsessed with appearances and how she was perceived, and it probably felt like it wouldn't have gone over well in her community to dip out on her family.
Well, so she was in treatment, right?
Yeah, I think, and she was supposedly on a cocktail of meds, but was not taking them all.
And
And
they're all. She was on Seroquel, which is an antipsychotic.
Mhm.
She was. Well, I guess yeah. Now her husband is suing the doctors.
Yeah, they jointly have a medical malpractice suit.
Okay,
They're in it
because the
together.
doctors weren't like talking amongst themselves enough. I'm looking at the list now.
Yeah.
Lorazepam, lorazepam, the zolpidem,
What's that?
clonazepam. That's Ambien
Oh,
because she had insomnia too.
oh, right.
Honestly, she just needed a nice Xanax bar. She needed the full bar, and that probably would have straightened her out.
Mm.
And a big glass of white wine.
Yeah, rad.
Mommy's resting. But yeah, doctors are incompetent.
Yeah, but
And
it's like, I mean, what do you expect? Like, sorry. Them's
I
the
think
breaks. It
there's
sucks. I
some
think
culpability.
yeah, we
I
should
don't
have
know. I don't
higher
know what I
standards
think.
as a society. I agree. I agree with you that the medical system and the insurance industry are extremely flawed and responsible for the death and suffering of countless thousands of people a year. But like I'm illich pilled as you are.
Mhm.
I believe in the watershed moment, but it is really funny that when people broach these topics about like how like um the medical establishment is a failure and has failed people, they always bring up the most like despicable and unforgivable examples, like Lindsay Clancy and Luigi Mangione, as like examples of like people getting radicalized by whatever.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
crazy.
yeah, I don't know how much Seroquel you could be on to do something like that.
Yeah.
There were contributing factors, but ultimately she strangled those kids with exercise bands
Hmm.
in the basement.
Yeah. And one by one, yeah. All children that she carried. So it took her like probably about 30 months all in to carry these children.
In the weeks before her hospitalization, Clancy documented desperation and confusion in her diary as if her mind wasn't working. I feel like I'm drowning every day, she wrote. I have crazy brain fog.
Mm-hmm.
And then she was checked in to a hospital that she checked herself out of, and then 19 days later killed her kids. So I guess they should have kept her in the hospital.
Yeah, the defense should argue that she was merely performing late-term abortions, citing this new law.
Because of her mental health.
Yeah, yeah, she thought she was
She had to
justified.
she had to do it because of
Um,
the anxiety and brain fog. Long COVID. She should say she had long COVID.
He's so true. Yeah, she needs to start masking at the
Yeah.
trial because it's all being like televised. That's another crazy thing. I forgot who I was talking to about this, but oh, Antonio and Rachel, but we were talking about how like basically that you can't have a fair jury trial nowadays because everything is like broadcast on social media. So where do you even find jurors who are like impartial unless they're like weird mentally ill shut-ins who like don't watch the news or like go on the computer? It seems
Yeah. I keep
crazy.
seeing like the meme that's like, you're entitled to like the jury of your peers, and it's like your peers, and it's like TikTok comments of people being like, well, he was a Gemini, so
Yeah.
he probably did
Yeah.
it. And she was a Leo, so it was doomed from the
Yeah.
start.
Leos don't kill their cubs. And I was like, wait a minute. Um, Wait, also, though Rachel did make an amazing point about Jason Arde that the reason that he killed himself was he was British, and British people do be killing themselves. So
It's
true.
gloomy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mark Fisher, the Love Island people, they love to go through with it.
He had to exit the vampire's castle.
Yeah, truly. If he was an American DEI scholar, he would have never killed himself.
It's true. He would have pivoted.
Yeah. Fuck, there is like another thing I wanted to say, but whatever, I don't care. I'm more
Oh,
shocked
well,
by yeah, go ahead.
what does Patrick think about Clancy?
Bad
What's his
news.
take?
Well, when we started talking about it, he was obviously of our persuasion, and as time has worn on and he's watched more and more court TV, he's kind of falling prey to the Patrick Clancy did it conspiracy theories.
I'm intrigued.
Yeah, he laid out. He sent me like 10 minutes worth
Some
of voicemails. Yep,
gay guy.
yep. TFW fag hag. You just have like voicemails or voice notes
You're like,
from
excuse me, I gotta,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Babe, are you
And
cheating
why?
on me? No, that's just
Why
my
does he
gay
think,
friend sending me voice notes. Why does he think
why does
what?
he think Patrick did it? Clancy, that is.
Um, because he's self-hating. No, because he has systematically applied his powerful and critical gay mind to going through the evidence. The messages, I would send you the messages, but they've expired. I even thought being like, since you're both in LA now, being like, can you
I
just
saw
get
him the other night,
Patrick
but we
up in
didn't.
here?
I know. He wants to come back on, but he wants to do it in person, but he doesn't want to go back to New York.
Well, it's fine. I'll go to LA at some point. We can all like meet over
We
there.
can circle back, yeah.
Yeah. Wait, why doesn't he want to go to New York?
Doesn't like it, he's over it.
Mm-hmm. I got it.
Whatever.
I mean, he could visit.
Um, I mean, weren't we in the girls' chat talking about, aren't people floating the idea that they were in on it together?
Yes, that's another conspiracy
Because he
theory.
stands to gain from this like malpractice suit,
Yeah,
and that there
basically.
was kind of like a
Mm-hmm.
coordinated effort between the two of them.
Mm-hmm.
But I have a hard time. I don't know. I have a hard time imagining someone could be that evil. And why? Why
Yeah.
have so many kids? Why have so many kids?
I mean, have you heard about the Zoolox?
Mm-mm. What's that?
I don't know why I know this. Um, because, well, I was thinking about this construction that I've seen thrown around a lot lately, which is like, yeah, the system failed her. She was failed by the system. Her husband failed her. Like, she was failed by her doctors. It's like classic woman speak, avoiding responsibility. And I really hate it because I unironically think that given that we now live in such a low trust system failure of a society, the only way to make society better is to take on personal responsibility, which is like a hard argument to make because it's like a collective action problem, and in any collective action problem, that like optimal equilibrium is obviously to do what suits you in the short term, which isn't to not
Right.
act in the interests of society, it's to act in your self-interest. So it never quite pans out. But I forgot what I was yapping about.
Well, it's either we like women either have to take responsibility
Yeah.
or they need to be disempowered completely.
Yeah, you either accept responsibility or you forfeit like the right to like vote and have a bank account and drive a car. Because it's not fair. It doesn't work that way. And like in
I'm a little
online,
more partial to that option, honestly.
me too, me too. I'm like, why don't you want to take that option? It seems
What do you need that
yeah,
for?
it seems so much easier to have some like Jew controlling your finances at all times. Um, but I forgot what I was yapping about.
Hmm.
Sorry. What's the
Brain
brain
fog.
fog? The brain fog, yeah.
Hmm. When in doubt, blame it on the brain fog.
Yeah. Something about, oh yeah, but with the online discourse particularly, it's just like, yeah, women want and expect now equal representation, equal say, but like they take everything personally and make it about themselves and like can't be reasoned with. Don't understand like truth verification claims. It's crazy.
Don't want to take responsibility.
Yeah.
I'm finding that. Um, oh, never mind.
Oh, right. Yeah, that I was talking about. Yeah, because everybody always wants to see people like Jason Arday and Lindsay Clancy as victims of the system, and like the real victims of the system are people like are children who are failed by the
Children.
system. Yeah, like there was like Jason Arday's children, Jason Arday's students, Lindsay Clancy's dead children. Um, there was that I think it was like a 1-year-old child called Preston Davey in the UK who was raped to death by his gay adoptive parents. It's such a horrible
Yeah,
case.
I remember
Um,
that.
and I was like sobbing reading about it because he was put in foster care when he was like 5 days old and then handed over to these two faggots who
These gay
unleashed a world of like
sociopaths.
pain and torture on him. And like, yeah, again, like children really just need love and support. And the fact that this child never knew like affection or love like really breaks my heart. He's so cute too. And the Zulocks are these particularly evil gays out of Atlanta who like didn't kill but raped their two special needs adopted sons. I'm sorry to laugh
Oh,
about it because it's so horrible and dark, but them
well,
being named the
yeah.
Zulocks is hilarious because it's such an evil and demonic sounding name. And like obviously only one of them is a
Yeah, you sound
Zulock,
like a
but then
monster.
yeah, but like the one guy took the name of his husband.
Because it just sounded so good.
Yeah, which is like an abomination because like fine,
Oh,
I'm not like I don't really have an opinion on like gay marriage and I'm such a fag hag, but I understand why a woman would take a man's name, but you as a man should not be taking another man's name. What's wrong with you?
I mean, sounds like a lot is wrong with these guys.
Yeah, well,
And
they're evil pedophiles.
they were involved in LGBTQ activism as well.
Yeah, it's so funny.
Interesting. Well, at least they got put away.
Yeah, they sure did.
Justice was served, I guess.
Oh, but the reason I bring this up is because those children and that child in the UK were failed by the system because all these like doctors and psychiatrists and like CPS officials like noticed that something was amiss but didn't follow up because they're like overburdened and busy and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's my 2 cents.
Mm, do you have any other thoughts on the Clancy trial?
I mean, not really. It just, as you mentioned,
Yeah.
blackpilling and demoralizing that so many people are like rushing to her defense. And the
It's really
thing that
it's setting women back is what it's doing.
it is, I mean, just, I forgot who said this, but women going on social media has been a demystifying experience that hasn't worked out in the favor of women. It hasn't
We
made
don't
us
need
more
to.
appealing or sexy or desirable.
One of the articles I read about postpartum was about how women I forget, I think it was an NPR or something,
Hmm.
how um yeah, women don't seek help for their postpartum symptoms because there's like stigma around it. But that
Hmm.
really just doesn't seem to be the case.
That's not
It feels
true.
like we've
Yeah.
actually destigmatized being mentally ill and wanting to kill your kids way too much. And now women
Yeah.
feel comfortable like hopping on TikTok
Yeah.
and like showing solidarity with Lindsay Clancy,
Yeah. This
which is
isn't a,
unfathomable to me.
I know. I know. I know. That's crazy. I don't know any woman, like, I personally don't know any woman who, like, relates to or sympathizes with Lindsay Clancy. So who are these women?
It's like I see where she was
Like,
coming from
and
because
I'm talking
I
about, like,
had
women.
some
Yeah. Yeah.
because of
Sorry, what were you
sleep
saying?
deprivation.
Yeah. And, like, this is both women, like, the women I know are both mothers and not mothers, and they all seem to feel the same that this is, like, beyond
Beyond
the
the
pale.
pale.
Yeah. So who and a lot of these women who are like most of the women who are defending Lindsay Clancy are mothers actually because they're
Because they've been
making
through
an
it.
argument of relatability. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, when I had my construction problem
Yeah.
and I was chronically sleep deprived, I could have snapped. I can relate to that.
Maybe.
But I probably would have killed my, like, that's, I just don't,
I
if you're
know.
crazy, kill yourself.
Even Sylvia
If
Plath
you're hearing
only
the
killed
voices,
herself. I mean,
yeah,
her kids were in the room and she put her head in an oven, but at least she didn't kill them.
yeah. If you want the voices to stop, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I really like don't get that. Um, should we talk about Luigi? I don't really know what's going on. I guess just that
He
there's been
pled
a
guilty
yeah
to
to
the stalking charges, but
mm-hmm.
not quite. The murder trial is postponed
Mm-hmm.
because I guess he's being charged on the state and federal level, and his defense is double jeopardy. Something about with double jeopardy.
Yeah, that part I get, but why is this a big development? Because I think either way, right? Like he's gonna go to jail for life.
Seems that way.
Yeah, and
But
yeah, I
similarly, like,
guess
how do you get a jury? How do you find a jury
yeah, it's
for something
crazy
like
because he's such
this?
an
And this case is going
international
to take
celebrity.
years,
Yeah, which is what he wanted.
of course,
Um, what it was, I guess, vaguely technically interesting because both the state and federal charges got dropped down,
to second degree.
which, yeah, I didn't realize that, but this was like a while ago. Yeah, he said I shot Mr. Thompson in Manhattan and he died. I knew what I was doing was illegal. He had previously pled, is it pled or pleaded? I never know. That also drives me nuts.
Good question. We're like Candace Owens the way we can't say any words correctly.
Yeah.
Did you see the one of her saying, she was trying to say cream of the crop, and she
No.
said cream of the pie.
So funny.
And there's a montage of her saying monstrosity,
Yeah.
like many times, not just like fumbling it, like thinks that's the word. Like maybe can't read.
Uh, true. I was gonna say, well, we obviously mispronounce words because we
We learn
only
by reading.
experience them on the page, but maybe she's just
Hmm.
functionally illiterate.
All the
Um,
books we read, that's why we can't talk
yes,
so good.
yeah.
And we're
Um,
ESL, that's why we mess up idioms.
yeah, deaf. No,
But
seriously.
yeah, I think it's cute when she does it, and I think it's cute when we do it.
I agree. I agree. We're leaning into using our feminine wiles. Yeah, he pled not guilty to both the state and federal charges. Now his lawyers are saying that his guilty plea in federal court should prevent the state from putting him on trial for similar charges on the grounds that this violates double jeopardy.
Wait,
And
he pled not guilty?
he no, he pled guilty
Yeah, okay,
second
that's what I
time
thought.
around. Originally, he pled not guilty to both. Uh, The state case was originally a more serious charge, murder in the first degree as an act of terrorism. It was dropped down to second degree murder, and then it might be just thrown out altogether if they convict on the federal charge. I'm just convinced. I'm just confused as to why that this particular technicality is important. Like, I don't care if Luigi gets 2 life sentences versus one,
I
right?
guess that yeah,
I
he
don't
just
really
hasn't been in
care.
the news in a while.
Yeah, like I don't care if Lindsay Clancy goes to prison or to the bin, you know?
I guess I would like for her to go to prison.
Yeah, yeah, I guess that, yeah, no, you're right. That makes more sense
Just, I
because just
not,
as a precedent, so other women can't kill their kids and plead insanity.
I'm not like deeply invested, but if I was on the jury, I would. I don't think the insanity plea doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
She knew what she was doing.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's fair. But I'm saying if she's, as long as she's gonna be put away, it's like whatever.
Yeah,
Uh, yeah, it's like all I have to say about Luigi.
same. mm, I don't have much to say about Hayden Panettiere either.
No, I don't either. It's sad.
It's sad.
I've
I just,
never.
yeah, I sent you the Variety article that the headline was literally like Hollywood failed Hayden Panettiere.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Did it though?
Yeah, she was a child actress with kind of like
Yeah.
a pushy show mom.
Hmm.
You could make the case that, yeah, her like sort of traumatizing life led to her. It's unclear still, I guess, how she died,
Hmm.
an overdose, I
Yeah.
think, or
Yeah.
um, but I just thought it was, yeah, notable how much discussion there is of systems failing.
Yeah.
But somehow these systems aren't working
Keep
so
failing
good.
us. Yeah.
I
I just
wonder
like,
why.
I mean, it's just like, what are systems? Like, systems are made out of individuals, right?
Yeah.
Like, ultimately, it's just like a network of people all working against you, all conspiring against you. But,
All trying
like,
to kill you
yeah. But,
or drive you insane.
I feel like a lot of this stuff, I don't know how to articulate it or whether I'll be able to articulate it now because of brain fog, but, a lot of the, like, seemingly real and urgent conversations people be having about like abortion, TFR, parenting, just anything to do with like kids or motherhood, like that, it feels like a proxy for something deeper, which is like that everybody is effectively emotionally and often financially a child now.
Yeah.
And so people don't know like what to do or how to take care of themselves or how to grow up. And most importantly, like Matt Walsh was talking about, setting aside your needs and desires. But it's not even about people's like unmet needs or desires after they have kids. It's just people have such a low tolerance for any stress or anxiety. They like can't handle even minimal discomfort.
I mean,
And
I
like,
think I said this on the last step when we talked about Lindsay Clancy briefly, but you
yeah.
think about like not even our you know our parents, but like my grandparents,
Hmm. Yeah.
who like grew up in like war torn Belarus. My great grandmother literally like gave birth on the front,
Yes. Yeah, yeah.
and like imagine like telling her about postpartum.
I know. I know. It's like so insulting. Well,
Like when you have real problems, yeah.
I had this thought recently because I just watched There Will Be Blood for the first time. Which, like, I have
Yeah.
a lot of questions about that movie. Like, why isn't it called There Will Be Oil? Because it's not, it's literally about a guy drilling for oil. Um, Granted, this is like a fiction movie, right? It's like based on
Yeah.
an Upton Sinclair novel that's probably fictionalized from real life because he was kind of like a muckraking journalist. But
Hmm.
I was like thinking about the Daniel Day-Lewis character. Like, man, that guy is so rich and successful, and yet his life is so shitty and uncomfortable. Like he's just always hanging out in the desert in the dust. His like surroundings are shitty and spare. His food
Yeah.
is like very basic.
I don't
Like,
remember that movie very well, to be honest.
but like,
I just remember he wants to drink that guy's milkshake.
yeah, that was like the annoying overacting. I liked it way more than I expected because there was no
Some people think
women.
it's. I recently got into it with someone who was saying it's the best movie.
I don't know about that. It's maybe the best PTA movie. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of PTA generally speaking, but
Really?
yeah, there's something about it that like deters. Well, because he's kind of like a magical realist,
Not
and
always.
he really likes like religious hucksters
Hmm.
as a topic or subject.
I like Punch Drunk Love.
I don't remember that one. That's the Adam Sandler and who Jennifer Aniston.
Emily Watson is
Oh,
supposed to be
okay.
really good
Yeah,
at,
I
I
don't
think.
remember that one. I mean Magnolia was okay. Didn't love like the frogs raining down, but I liked the Tom Cruise like seduction community guy.
The Pua guy. I think
Yeah.
Julianne Moore is good in that
Yeah, she
one.
was good in it. Yeah, Philip Seymour Hoffman, always sexy. Uh, but just like it made me think of how shitty and depressing life was for most of human
And like,
existence.
yeah. And people had kids
Yeah, even for
and
rich people,
mostly
you
didn't kill them.
well, just half of them died naturally.
Yeah.
Like seriously. It's like you had like 11 kids and 5 of them survived.
Maybe that's why infanticide is on the rise, just because
There's too many kids are
nature's not
surviving.
nature's not doing it.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
Yeah. But it is
Or
like
yeah, when there was more of a threat of your children dying, you didn't want to kill them as much.
yeah. Um yeah, I mean, I just think like all of our problems are like problems obviously of like affluence.
Yeah, of abundance and comfort.
Yeah, not of deprivation or anything like that.
And
And
really, like, yeah, I feel not to be sound like a total pick me misogynist, but I see a lot of women complaining on the
hmm
internet, and
hmm
it's like if you even have the time to get online and write a long ass post
yeah.
about about your postpartum, can't be
Yeah.
that bad.
Well, that's part of the problem. That's why you have postpartum because you're spinning your wheels about it. Like, I think like it's completely legitimate. Like, if you're having like hormonal issues that lead to depression and anxiety after you had a baby, like you should like talk to your doctor and your mother and your sister and your friends. But I think just like also airing it out in public to raise awareness is not only undignified but harmful
Yeah.
because you're also
Re-stigmatize mental illness.
yeah,
Open up the
seriously.
asylums.
Like it actually really bothers me when women when you know some guy I'll grant that like whoever like Jack Posobiec and Matt Walsh phrase things in a way that's rage baity and drives engagement.
And it is easy for men to say because they
Yeah,
don't have to
having
bear the
yeah.
physical, psychological brunt of,
Yeah.
childbirth and child rearing. And they can continue doing their like podcasts or whatever Justin Murphy does.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
um
most of the like responsibility and anguish and pain does like fall on women.
yeah.
So I
Um
can see how Matt Walsh should sit this one out, maybe.
mhm. But women have basically like they're their own worst enemies because they've like really cheapened their own status in the world. And like
Ladies, you're setting us all back.
yeah. Um yeah, I
And maybe
forgot.
it's not like the easiest time ever to be a mother, like you said, with the two income trap and all of that, and the like
hmm
diminishing maternity leave. Like there are obviously challenges, but in terms
Yeah.
of just like material lifestyle comfort,
Yeah.
just put Coco Melon on. Put on the mind control MK Ultra Coco Melon.
Hmm.
pop a Xanax, drink a big glass of white wine,
Yeah.
and no one has to die.
And kill your kid. Strangle those kids. Make it
No,
happen.
no, no. Don't. You're not even gonna want to strangle your kids because they're gonna be gooting to Coco Melon.
Yeah. It's like no, Catherine's right that like basically if you're a middle class woman, it is actually just like reasonably easy to rear a child.
Yeah.
It's not like it is one okay, it is realistically one of the hardest things you'll ever do, both in terms of like
It's not easy, but yeah.
yeah, both in terms of the labor and the emotional labor. Like it is just really taxing and involved and all that stuff. But I really do think that it just again, it's like the child stuff is really not up for debate. What's up for debate is like the low tolerance for stress and anxiety that people have now. It's the same thing in the office, by the way. It's like when women take on too much responsibility and saddle themselves with projects and then have a meltdown and are like men in the office don't understand like how hard we have it. And
Yeah.
they leave work early and like fuck off and go drink a
Or
beer with the boys.
that woman who makes those videos about the mental load,
Yeah. No
like
mental
chastising her
loads
husband for
refused.
like not doing for like not doing the household tasks to the like precise specifications that she has
Yeah.
because she's a fucking neurotic.
Because he took the garbage out at
Um,
6 p.m. versus 2 p.m. as
but
specified in the chore list.
Kate had she's been really going off. She had a great, I'm gonna
Yeah.
read one of her recent posts where she said, normally if you slaughter a bunch of innocent children, it's a big no-no. But if you're the one person, if you're the one person, if you're the one person in the world entrusted to love and protect them, and it's actually an exonerating circumstance, and you should be treated with art therapy and lots of ice cream and a kindly psychiatrist. So
I know
true.
it's crazy how people are like, it's like the same people who are like, but Palestinian children are like, won't
Yeah.
you think of Lindsay Clancy and her feelings?
Yeah, like why are women the only ones allowed to kill their kids when they should probably be, the least allowed?
Yeah, I don't. I like, yeah. Oh,
Anyway.
yeah.
Hmm.
I feel so bad. But I was reading also that Hollywood Reporter article that you sent me about Hayden Panettiere. Who,
Hmm.
by the way, I've never watched a single thing that she's been in, show, movie, or whatever. But I had a weird like attachment to her randomly as an actress.
How
Like
come?
I don't know. I just always have. I thought she seemed really pretty and sweet for some
Yeah.
reason. Even though she's not really like my the type of woman that I would ordinarily gravitate to, I just always thought she looked like a really pretty like um Ukrainian or Belarusian peasant girl. Like she has something Slavic in her face. And
Hmm.
I thought it was really cute that she married Vladimir Klitschko because they were like race matched. Even though she's like I'm assuming like Italian Irish or something.
I wonder.
She's like fully
But
she's
yeah, she married that
American.
Ukrainian guy, right?
Yeah, the boxer who became like a politician, and then they got divorced. But
Hmm.
she reminds me of like Glosha from Come and See, like that kind of girl.
Oh yeah,
That would look
totally.
really good in Wishovanka. So I was like really touched by her always, and it's sad that she's dead. But I was like reading the excerpts from her memoir that's forthcoming. It is crazy that we now have two people who like have forthcoming memoirs who just suddenly died.
They're dead. I
Yeah.
know.
So we need like a third one. But just like the brushes with like sexual assault and harassment
Yeah.
that she describes are like nothing burgers. And granted, it's probably like somebody put her up to it. I doubt that she was even like, I'm gonna sit here and disclose all this stuff to because I feel so traumatized. I think she was probably also just trying to make some money by selling a
She
book.
was writing, yeah. And yeah, and to her credit, she didn't like she wasn't very like active in like the Me Too or Time's Up era.
Yeah, yeah.
She was just telling her tale.
I guess
And
I'm
she's
sur
different. She wasn't like some aspiring starlet who like kind of knew what she was getting into. Like she was a child actress.
yeah,
So she didn't really ask for any of it.
right. But I'm just like surprised by because I guess my impression of her was that she was so sunny and bubbly. So it's like like surprising to learn that she was like a drug addict who was deeply troubled, which is
I
sad. But
know.
like in that book, I guess she talks about how uh some older like writer or producer kissed her on the lips at a party when she was 18, which is like not a big deal, and how like another Oscar winning writer or producer exposed his testicles to her at another party. And then there was the yacht
Yeah.
incident, which seems possibly more problematic, but like these that's not
But which she evaded, she
yeah.
says, her like, but I think like when you're, I think when you're that young and like relatively sheltered,
Yeah.
because I read those excerpts too, and my impression was more just that was like her sort of being like confronted for the first time with like not,
Mm.
being protected.
Right. Yeah, and I don't even know what the context is
It was more like
in the
disillusioning, I guess, than
memoir.
like,
Yeah. But I guess the Hollywood Reporter obit was trying to basically dredge up these anecdotes as evidence that she had been like, failed by the system or whatever. Which is also just so sad and like insulting to her life to frame her as like a victim of the system in death. Because she was
yeah.
also like
I
more
mean,
than that. She
there's,
was like a successful actress and mother.
yeah. No,
It's like,
she wasn't
yeah,
like, I mean, in like Dave Chase, you know?
yeah, yeah.
Um, but like you'd be hard pressed to find like a child actor that's not messed up.
Yeah, of
Like it's not
course.
so much
Yeah.
that the system failed, it's that the system's like designed
Yeah,
to,
it's working as intended
yeah, exactly.
by churning out the most molested people in history.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah, it's
molestation machine. And it's all going according to plan based
yeah.
like on the desires of the people in
Yeah,
power.
yeah.
Um,
Anyway.
anyway, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, my only when I was in Japan with the Cumtown boys years ago,
Uh-huh.
me and Adam were like getting ramen really late one night, and we met like
Hmm.
a super drunk Japanese businessman, literally like in the suit, like out of a cartoon, you know? And
Uh-huh.
he started talking, he started talking to us, and he told me that I look like Hayden Panettiere.
I remember that, yeah.
And that Adam, because he had a mustache at the time,
Uh-huh.
he was like, and you look like Super Mario.
Wait, that's so random for a Japanese salaryman to like know who Hayden Panettiere is.
I know. He was like, heroes.
Not
You're the
like
actual.
Kirsten Dunst or something, or like Nicole
And I look
Kidman, or
nothing
like
like
any
Hannah
number of more
Dare.
famous, recognizable actresses. Yeah, I guess you
He
guys
just had
both
like
look
Asian person.
Slavic, but other than that, I don't really see it.
He was probably just blackout drunk and I had blonde hair.
Yeah, yeah.
But, and I remember her, I didn't really watch, yeah, like you, I sort of maybe watched Nashville a little bit,
Hmm.
but I remember her Neutrogena commercials
Oh, right, yeah. True.
and I clocked her charm then.
Hmm.
Anyway,
Yeah. Well,
well,
yeah.
I'll be back next week.
Yeah, we'll be back in the studio.
Yeah.
See you in hell.
See you now.
Bye.
Bye.
Um,